Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakodesh. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to Akim that's out there listening, pushing forth this word with truth and sincerity, and a few Akwath as well that's listening with sincerity. All right, today, just coming back at you guys through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And just gonna get to a real quick lesson on how that the Lord is coming with fire to cleanse this world, man, to cleanse the planet Earth, because we know that the whole Earth is engulfed in wickedness, right? As it says in 2 Kings 15 and verse 6, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So without further ado, let's read this right here. This is 2 Peter 3 and verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. So the old world, okay, talking about the world where Noah was in, all right, back in Genesis, it got perished by water, all right. The Lord only saved 8 souls, and then the rest, they were for dead, because the earth was engulfed in wickedness at that time, man. Right? It tells you that. It tells you that in Genesis 6 and verse 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. You see, the Most High, which is Yahweh, okay, that's his true name, all right, which means he exists, all right. Let's read that again, Salakia. Just had a brain fog. It says, Genesis 6 and 5, and the Most High, which is Yahweh, like I just explained, all right, saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. So at that time, when Noah was around, at the time of Noah, wickedness was exceedingly great in the earth, man, all right, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. You see, man was imagining evil continually, man. That's why it tells you in Ecclesiastes inventions. Right here. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 29. Verse 29. It says, Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High hath made men upright, but they have sought out many inventions. You see, the Lord made men upright, but what? They sought out many inventions. That's why when the Most High looked in the time of Noah, right, in Revelation 6, the Most High saw wickedness of Salakia, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, because what? They were seeking out many inventions, all right? They were worshiping other gods, all right? Partying, doing this, that, the third. Okay, they were going far beyond what the Lord established. Okay, trying to fulfill their lusts, because they're in mirth, as it tells you. It tells you in Luke, right? As in the days of Noah, they were marrying, giving a marriage, so on and so forth, living la di da di da. All right, that's them seeking out many inventions. All right, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Okay, and he repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved his heart. So when the Most High saw that, man, he didn't like that, man. All right, he did not like that. That's why he overflowed it with water. You see, if you go down, it tells you what type of wickedness that they were doing. It says violence was increased, if I'm not mistaken. What does it say? Yeah, right here, verse, if you jump up to 11, it says what? The earth was also corrupt before the Most High. It was corrupt because of man's inventions, man. All right? And the earth was filled with violence. It was filled with violence, man. The Lord had to do away with it, man, with water. All right? And the same thing, and the same thing here is going to happen, what? By fire. You see? Back to that 2 Peter 3. And verse 6 again, and whereby the world that was then being overflowed with water perished. All right, it perished because what? Wickedness of men was great. They sought out many inventions. Okay? Verse 7, but the heavens and the earth, which are now the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So that same earth, all right, which we're in right now, this one right here is reserved for fire. Because we know the Lord made a covenant with men that he's not going to do away with the world by water like he did. That's why you have the rainbow, right? The rainbow is that is a representation of that covenant that the Lord made with men, that he's not going to judge the world again by water. It tells you that in the scriptures. All right. So this time he said, what? I'm going to do it with fire. And we know fire and water are both cleansing agents. All right. You use water to wash stuff, to clean stuff. Let's say you get a wound. You use water to wash it, or any form of type of liquid, let's say alcohol, you use that to wash it. Okay. And also in the ancient times, because now we know we have modern medicine, you could, sew the wound, so on and so forth. You use, other things to close up your wound. But back then, when soldiers would go to war and they would get a deep wound, all right, first of all, they would wash it and what? Use a hot iron and put it on that wound, okay, as it's hot to close up the wound. Because they didn't have time to wait and, try to go to the doctor, so on and so forth, because they had to close it right then and there. Because, if they let the wound open, it would be infected and then bring forth diseases, and then eventually, you'll probably die from that wound. All right? And the Lord's doing the same thing here with the earth, because the earth is defiled. All right? It tells you that in Isaiah 24, man. The earth is crying right now, man. Okay, the earth has a big wound, and the Lord has to come and cleanse it and clean it, man. All right, with that fire. Just like when you clean a wound with the hot metal, like I just explained. That's what the Lord's going to do with the earth. That's why he's coming with fire, man, to cleanse it of its wickedness. All right? That the Edomites have brought forth, which are the so-called white man. All right? This is Isaiah 24. I'm going to get to the point. Verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, broken the ordinance. Salakia, let me read that again. This is Isaiah 25 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. That's why the earth is defiled, because they don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? Therefore, the earth is defiled. Therefore, the earth has a big wound. All right? We don't have a land Sabbath, man. In the law, you're supposed to have a land Sabbath. You're supposed to let the land rest and after 7 years, in the seventh year. Okay, you let it rest from all agriculture, so on and so forth. But Esau doesn't do that. He doesn't establish that. That's why the earth has a big wound right now. That's why it's defiled. You see? And that's why the Lord needs to come with fire to destroy this world. I mean, to cleanse this world, man. Okay, for the earth to be healed. And then there's going to be what? A new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right. Let's go back to that 2 Peter 3. All right, that's why it says this here. 2 Peter 3 and verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. If I'm not mistaken, that word new goes into renew. Okay? So we're looking for a renewed earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, an earth that's cleansed from its wickedness, man, where righteousness is established. That's why the Lord is coming with fire to cleanse this world and what? To renew it, okay, for righteousness to bring forth. All right, for corruption. Let's get this in 2nd Esdras. This is 2nd Esdras 6 and verse... bear with me for a minute. Yes, this is 2nd Esdras 6 and verse 27. For evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. So the Lord is coming to what? To put out evil and quench deceit via that fire. All right? It tells you the Lord is coming with fire. What do you think he's coming with that fire for? To cleanse this world, man. Pursuant to Isaiah 66 and 15. All right? As a matter of fact, let's go read it. Let's go read it. All right? This is Isaiah 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flame of fire. Because the Lord is angry, man. Just like in the time of Noah, okay, when he was angry of the wickedness of men. At this time here, bro, wickedness is at an exceeding high time, man. Greater than in the time of Noah. So the Lord is very angry, man. The Lord is coming with fire, and he's going to be within that fire. We know the Lord is a consuming fire, right? Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. All right, in Malachi. This is Malachi 3 and verse 2. But who may abide the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? Okay, talking about Yahushua. Who's going to abide in the day of his coming, man? Nobody, man. It tells you in Revelation, you know, the wicked elite are going to say, what? Hide us from the face of the Lamb. Okay, let the rocks cover us. Because they're not going to be able to abide that anger, that righteous anger, man. All right? For he is like a refiner's fire. The Lord's saying the Lord is like a refiner's fire, man. Okay? In other words, you know the smiths, that fire they use to like sharpen weapons, to make weapons. That's the type of fire, you know, the Lord's coming with, but more harder than that, man. It's just, you know, using that as a reference, you could say. Okay? And like a fuller's soap. All right? If I'm not mistaken, a fuller is a person that washes wool, okay, with soap, okay, to whiten the wool. Okay, representing how like the Lord also is coming to what? To cleanse that earth. He's coming like with a refiner's fire and like a fuller's soap. You know? To whiten. You know, I looked it up earlier. Matter of fact, let's look it up real quick. He said something about whitening. You know, when I look up fuller's soap. Fuller's soap. Is that what I looked up before? Let's see real quick what comes up. So like it. All right. Let's see. Come on. What did I type in before? It gave me something. Let's say fuller. Let's see. What's a fuller? What's a fuller? Okay. Yes, right here. It says a fuller, a worker who cleanses wool through the process of fulling. All right, so a fuller would be a person that, you know, that cleans wool. But last time when I looked it up, it gave me something. Oh, they whiten, you know, whatever they're cleaning. They're cleaning. All right, I forgot what I typed in to find it, but you know, it was heavy because, you know, I was meditating. I was like, that's what the Lord is coming. That's what the Lord is coming to, what, to cleanse this world, man. Because we know white represents purity. All right, that's why the Lord is coming with that fire to purify this world, man. You see? But that was the point I wanted to get from that. So let's go back to that Isaiah. Let's finish that Isaiah. All right. Isaiah 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flame of fire. All right. To purify this world, to cleanse it. Okay. To do away with that evil. Okay. To quench it. All right, the Lord's going to quench it with that fire, man. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. The Lord's coming to kill a lot of people, man. All right, a lot of people that's pushing forth wickedness, because the Lord doesn't want wickedness. He wants righteousness. You see, so the Lord's going to have to do away with the wicked people, man. Okay, with Esau, Edom, and the rest of our people that's following his philosophies, that's following his ways. All right, so let's go back to that 2 Ezra 6 and verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. All right, the Lord's going to quench it with what? With that fire. All right, and then what? What's going to happen? As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. The Lord's going to, right? Corruption is going to be overcome. All right, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Okay, when that process of the truth being declared, the truth is flourishing right now. All right. Their line is gone out to all the world, as it says in the scriptures. You see? So with that, man, I'm going to close it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Wakakodash. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.